It's your boy Kelso, aka the Art Bully. We here at the Taste Creators Office, you know what I'm saying? I came up with the name the Art Bully to remind myself that no matter how much pressure I might tend to feel, I'm gonna bully my way through any project I'm working on. I feel like I gotta come through with the heat. So it's like I gotta, even if when I get the artist block, gotta bully that canvas, you know what I'm saying? So every time I come to the canvas, I come with that mentality, I'm about to fuck this canvas up, man. The first time I actually drew something was when I was about 6. I showed my mom. It was actually pretty good for a 6-year-old. She didn't believe I drew it, so she told me to draw it again, and I drew it again at home, and then ever since then, she always been on me about pursuing my art and whatnot, but I kind of fell off of it as I got older. I didn't think it was cool or whatever, but once I turned about 22, I realized that I had a God-given talent, and it was time for me to utilize it. So ever since then, I've just been going hard with my craft. I feel like I was destined for it. You know, I grew up around art, so it was already meant for me. So, but when I was younger, my mom would send me down south. My cousin had his own airbrush shop, and I would sit in the airbrush shop and just sit there and try to draw some of the things he was working on. That's what actually tuned up my skills as a fine artist with the pencil. I would just sit there and just look at him doing something and try to steal techniques a little bit, but then later on in the line, I ended up making everything my own. So that's basically where I first fell in love with art. And when you tune into my pieces, that's where I get 1601 from, because 1601 was the address to the airbrush shop. So I like to put 1601 on a lot of my pieces. So that's what that means to me when I use 1601. I like to play with damn near everything. See, for me, when I first started my art journey, I used to think that art was just you looking at something and just drawing it. But as I started to study more and learn more about art is anything you want it to be, you know what I'm saying? So I try to use damn near every medium. I like spray paint, the paintbrush, of course. But I first started off with just graphite pencils, but then that's when I graduated over to acrylic, oil, oil sticks, oil pastels. To me, I think the more mediums, the better. And I love to do a lot of mixed media and collage work. Some of the real heavy hitters that came before me that I love to study. I love Basquiat, Andy Warhol, Keith Haring. Yeah, I get a lot of my inspiration from pop culture, street art. I love Banksy. That's another artist that I looked up to. Banksy, what he does on the streets is amazing. Try to mix in the street culture and pop culture, try to merge. I wanna my goal is I wanna help inner city youth that think how I used to think when I was younger, that art's not cool and whatnot, is BS, is really not. I wanna open up my own, I wanna start my own gallery too. So that's basically the plan, the 5-10 year plan for me. I wanna have my own gallery and multiple businesses just all off of art. My favorite place to see art is fucking Art Basel. It's amazing. So for my first time out there, I got to see a Picasso painting up close and personal. It blew my mind. The layers and the details to his work with no reference. Picasso, he might have had some human and still life references, but he distorted it his own way, and the shit, it amazed me and inspired me. But yeah, I like to stir the pot a little bit, so that's part of the reason why I started the American Dream series. Cause it's it be a lot of black folk that make the headlines in a negative light. So I feel like I can play off that negativity and turn it into a positive with my art. So, and I like to use the vibrant colors to give you a feel good vibe when you're looking at my work. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring any dull colors to a canvas. I don't want to show any sadness in my work. Meaning behind the abstract face is that I wanted to use symbolism to show that how America, they got a tendency to demonize our kings. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you come up in this world, you know what I'm saying, it's still a chance that because of who you are, what you look like, you can still get put into a negative category. But I'm trying to break all barriers. So And then mine's just a play on that, so trying to, you mean, upset the normal standard. But one of the artists that I first truly looked up to, I show him love all the time. He from Philly too, and I seen him doing it his way. Is King Saladin. That's where I got when I first. That's for me. That was the breaking point for me. Like, yo, you can really make money off of art and live the type of life you want to live off of art. So then I was like, I gotta stop bullshitting. But that's one of the first people that I seen from where I'm from that's making money off of art. So big shout outs to him and what he doing. You know what I'm saying? One of the very first pieces that I sold had to go to my right hand man / manager, my guy Fareed. He bought one of the first pieces that I did. It was a Philly theme 8K that I did a couple years ago. Well, right now I'm gearing up to drop a new release of paintings, a new series of paintings that I've been secretly working on. Nobody know nothing about it. No previews on my Instagram, no nothing. Also, always working on new merch. I feel like I got some of the flyest merch in the city, so I'm always constantly working on new merch. I just want to motivate, I want to motivate the people. I want people to feel inspired when they dissect my work. Like, I want people to know that anything is possible and you can chase your dreams no matter what you look like, no matter what color you are, what race you are, ethnic background, whatever. I want everybody to know that you can do anything in this life that you want to do, and basically that's just the message I want to get across in my art. A taste creator to me is like, what that means to me is just like creating that vibe. You feel me? It's like a vibe creator. You able to set the tone. Like you got a vision in mind. You can put that out there and they gonna feel it because you're a creator, you know what I'm saying? And it's tasteful, you feel me? Like your vision is what the people want, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that's what a taste creator is. It's your boy Kelso, aka the Art Bully, and I'm a taste creator. On the gram @ the Art Bully _. Basically you see all my stuff on there.